Is CS2 turning unplayable for you? Thousands of players have already left as they were getting frustrated over the performance issues that are happening across all systems. Some might be because of the bad hardware, while other problems might be caused by Valve's end. After the recent July update, Daimi is trying to go to A site, but you'll notice it keeps teleporting and rubber banding back until the server breaks so much that the game is cancelled. There's also the hit reg issue, which has been very popular since the start of CS2, but players just keep pointing out new examples and even them rubber banding while playing. Now, the main dev who usually responds to these problems, Fletcher Dunn, has said he was on vacation and can't look into it. While making this video, he shared a picture of him in Switzerland, so there might still be a few more days until we see some of these problems addressed. Overall though, this is not a problem that just appeared last week. Performance problems in Counter-Strike 2 have been one of the biggest complaints since the start. A player decided to share that he was going to quit and stop playing CS2 seeing as the issues continue to grow, mentioning how they can handle the lack of content, the bots, the cheaters even, but can't handle the bad performance and stutters. I want to play CS so bad, just not this mess that CS2 is. I'm really hoping in a year's time, we can forget how much CS2 sucked and look forward to a bright future for the game. And well, many other players agreed and are taking a break from the game due to similar issues. This shouldn't be a surprise though, because 2 weeks ago we made a video going over how the player count dropped from 1.5 million in June to 1.2 in July. And well, it has stayed at this number since. Many of you were also saying that you are taking a break due to the current state of the game. You can say, well, give Valve time to fix the problem seeing as CS2 is a new game, but players have been hearing this for over a year since the beta, which started last March. Let me know how your experience has been recently. Are you even playing, or are you just hopping on to get your drops? Talking about drops, players have been running into the new case farming bots, which all follow each other into one location and act like a firing squad to the enemy bots. Will we see a ban wave soon, or are all the changes to VAC and the anti-cheat over? There is a duplication exploit that's possible right now, which you may see in your games. This lets players refund and buy a bunch of weapons, duplicating as many as they want. They even have bots set up to do this in random matches and just ruin them. Valve also just released a blog post today called Open Season. It unfortunately has nothing to do with Premier Seasons, but with Pro Play, breaking down the official requirements and rules to run a CS2 tournament. CS2 did get an update last week. Not much was really included other than clipping fixes, but when you look at the game files, Valve updated the quests, also known as Operation Missions, with now flags. Compared to other leaks we had for an operation, this is very small, but it still shows that Valve is cooking. TF2 recently got big news that they are getting issue number 7 for their comic books. This comes from the same writers who were a part of the Dota 2 comic that dropped a few months ago. The last time Valve dropped a TF2 comic was in 2017. The Counter-Strike comics came out in 2016, so will we see a new one for CS2? All signs are pointing to us getting new lore for Counter-Strike very soon if we ever finally get the CS2 operation. Frisk3D, an ex-Valve artist who is working on DE Dharma, has shared this picture of a prop they worked on and what we can expect on the map. It's just a matter of when will it be finished for us to play in the game. FM Pone has also shared new pictures of Cache A site, which is expected to be finished by 2025. A comparison to the last A site look, things no longer have that tint, and they're looking more like what you might remember in terms of a layout. The forklift and boost boxes are still there, and the site is back to CSGO, plus the corner has this burning barrel. Recently, Razer has came out with a snaptap feature which caused a big debate for CS2 and if it was cheating or not. They claim to have fixed CS2 movement, no more gliding feeling, gain precious time on your counter strafes and dominate your opponents. Many started calling it hardware assisted cheating and wonder if it would be banned for CS2. Even FaZe Robs gave his opinion, saying that it shouldn't be allowed, seeing as it basically removes human error. But apparently, Razer has already gotten the green light from tournament organizers to allow this snaptap feature, which many were calling cheats. But what do you think? Should players need a special keyboard just to fix CS2 movement issues? There's also been a pretty big leak recently regarding Valve. It comes from the wolfire lawsuit that has been going on for a few years now, but a few graphs have been leaked which are redacted but shows Valve's revenues and profit margins year by year, plus how many employees they have and their payroll. I have both graphs from the court case, but only one has been made public so far, which shows in 2021 Valve had 35 admin staff, who were paid on average over $4 million each. In comparison, in 2003, Valve only had 5 admins and they were paid $90,000 a year, so that's a pretty big increase. The average salary for working at Valve in 2021, regardless of what department, was $951,000. They also had a total of 336 staff in 2021, while in 2003 they had 78. The problem here that is being talked about in the lawsuit is that Valve doesn't spend their money on improving their products like the Steam store. For Counter-Strike, many players always wonder why doesn't Valve hire more employees to work on the game, as they make billions in revenue every year just off Counter-Strike, but only have a few dozen employees working on it. And well, now that this news has hit CS2 players, they are praising Valve on what they do with their low staff numbers and say it makes them respect Valve more. The other graph goes over Valve's profit margins and the Steam revenue, but it doesn't seem like it has been made public just yet. At the moment, players are not happy with the current state of CS2 with all of its problems, so subscribe to not miss what Valve has planned.